Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is the final installment of the Pat McGrath Mothership Palette series. I guess I never introduced it as a series, but it kind of feels like one. This is the last palette that I will be applying, talking about. I go into more detail in my previous videos. I first reviewed Subversive, after I did Sublime, and this is Subliminal. This is the palette with the blues, and I believe one of the shades have been already released in I think in her Dark Matter set a couple of months ago. Shade card here, I'll have it on standby as reference. Here we go. This is the palette that has 3 mattes instead of 2. Subversive and Sublime only have the 2 mattes, and this has that taupey shade, which I think everyone kind of wished that was in all the palettes. I really don't care because, as I mentioned in my Sublime palette tutorial and review, I'll use something else to create a transition for my eye crease. I don't find it a huge deal. And this is definitely the cooler out of all the palettes. We'll be dipping into this today. If you want to know about costs and grams, which I messed up in my first video because I'm bad at math. A little more detail about the packaging, the concept, all that stuff, again in my first 2 videos. We're just gonna dive in and start applying. Cool? Great. Base is already on, brows are on, eyelids are prepped. Curious to see how this shows up on my skin tone. A very fluffy crease brush in that shade, which is called Ultimate Taupe. Yes, as you noticed, extensions are gone. I felt that I just needed to grow them out so I could use strips again. I like that choice. I want to have a choice in terms of what lashes I want to apply to what eyeshadow look, and it's easier to carve out my brows because they're not in the way. Easier to wash my face. Like, this just, I feel a little bit free, I'm not gonna lie. My lashes look like crap, but they won't in a couple of weeks. Just gotta be very diligent about my grande lash. That's it. It's pulling very warm on camera. In real life, it looks neutral, which I appreciate. I think I'm gonna start doing my makeup in front of my Diva light and not in front of my window because I find that the lighting pulls warmer on camera and it's not giving an accurate display of how the colors show in real life. Now in this grayish shade called Depth, taking a smaller crease brush and bringing that into my outer V and crease. Keeping it below the taupe shade because I don't want it to blow up too high. I like this shade. It kind of reminds me of Mercury from Subculture. Not as aggressive and definitely not nearly as much kickback as the Mercury shade has in Subculture. So you could take your time in building it to the depth you want. And the Ultimate Taupe shade is a nice setup color for this one. I like. Taking our first brush, blending out the edges. I really like this shade, Depth. It looks, I like how it looks in person better because it pulls more neutral in person and it gives a really nice smoky look to the crease and to the overall eye look in general. I could basically apply this to my lash line, maybe a little beige shade or a shimmer one to my lid and call it a day. So that's good to know. I think what we really want to do is apply the blue though. As I discovered with a lot of these shadows from Pat McGrath's palettes, I think it best to apply with a finger. I don't have claws, so I'm able to do so. And with that shade Blitz Blue, right to the lid. Oh, that's really nice. Is this the one from Dark Star? Let me know because the Dark Star pigment is a lot more gritty than this one. I'm getting fallout, but that's why I powdered accordingly. You can see it on here, the specks of the blue. But it's applying beautifully. Trying to keep it under the crease and not bring it too high. And I'm pressing it instead of swiping so much so it can stick to my lid. I have my loose powder on deck just in case I need to go in and sweep away the fallout. I'm taking some and I'm just carefully dusting that off. And what I'm also going to do is put more powder on that area because I feel like I didn't put enough. So we're going to go in with reinforcements. Taking the second crease brush we used, carefully blending out the edge of the blue so it could combine with the depth shade in the crease. Or you know what? Let me use the black. Using a blending brush, this is a Sigma E25 with extreme black, which is in all the palettes. Now to the outer corner, into the blue. Then I'll go in with my other crease brush and start to wing it out. Because I have a lot of product on my brush now, and if I start to do that, it will take the black too far out. And we want to concentrate it first to the outer V portion of my lid. And then with a clean blending brush, we'll start to pull out the edges. I'm also bringing it a tiny bit into the crease as well, so it could add a little more depth there. I wiped off my brush, and I'm going to start with very light pressure, pull the black out. It's all about blending with a clean brush. I have a towel on my lap just so I could wipe. If this had more product or any product on it, it will start to turn muddy and won't create that clean gradient effect. And this is my bad eye. I'm trying to get better, you know what I mean? This blue is phenomenal. I mean, the saturation, like sparkle of it, it's just incredible. And the ease of use really is outstanding as well. And I know some of you are like, well, you gotta use your finger. I'm like, I know it might not be the most convenient, but I think for these pigments it's worth it, man. I mean, that's blue. That is blue. I'll also go in, maybe I'll go in with the wet brush just to see how that looks. But for the most part, I think I'll use one of the astral shades, the transforming shades, over the Blitz Blue just to see how that looks. I am really taking my time shaping this shadow. Taking my time so it doesn't go too high. And I keep it right where I want it. Just for kicks, I want to take my small shader. This is the Smith 256 with Blitz Blue with Fix Plus. Ooh, that's pretty. Nice finishing touch. That deepened it. It's, whoa, this is crazy. Definitely a good idea to do this after you're done with your blending, because blending blends things and it might blend the blue away. But you can add a little more when you know for sure. But just because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, I'm still taking my brush here, smoothing out the edges. I want to use another shade. We still have this one. That's cool. We still have this one. Oh, what is that? That's called Substance. It has a lot of it. Pale gold. Really pretty inner corner, even brow bone highlight. Skin Show Nude, which I think is the lightest out of all the Skin Show shades in the palettes. Virtual Reality Violet, which is like that topper transforming shadow. Really nice. Lastly, we have Astral White, which you can apply over the Blitz Blue. So let's do that just to see what that does. Taking Astral White to the center. Oh my god. What is happening? Just it just took it to the next level. We did that. I knew that was gonna happen because I have Astral White. I think this is the shade in the Dark Matter set. But the way it added that extra dimension, sparkle, and glitz is incredible. I love that shade. I use another one. I really want to use, I need to go back and use this shade for something. If I would have used this all over my lid with Depth and Ultimate Taupe, I think that would have been like a more wearable option for the day. Still a little smoky, but I think definitely more wearable than this. Although I would wear this for sure in a flash without even thinking about it. Lilac Dusk. Right here. I want to see what will happen. Pencil brush with Lilac Dusk. All that, I mean, is not like crazy super, but it adds a nice change of color to the inner. I mean, you kind of see that there's a lavender situation going on, which I'll take. I'll take it. Nice touch, nice touch. I'm gonna keep my powder on, but start on the lower lash line. And I'll start with my blending brush from Sigma. I think, ooh, you know what? That still has a lot of black on it. So I might just go in with another brush altogether. Hold on. Luxie 231 with Ultimate Taupe and Depth. Actually going in with Depth right away. I'm just gonna start building this lash line up. Then with the black, connecting these points. I'm applying the lightest amount of pressure here because I don't want to lose control out of shaping this black shadow into a point. Barely grazing the skin, taking my time. Not too bad. And that's why I love this brush, because it gives you enough control to apply the product, but it won't spread too low. But it's small enough to just get the color where you need it to go, but still diffuse at the same time. Oh, look at that shiny hair. I did a review about Cocoa, I keep messing this name up. Coffee Cocoa Curl Cream Light. I will link that video down below just so you can check it out if you want to see how I apply it. My full-on thoughts on it will be there. Not bad, not bad. I think I'm gonna take Blitz Blue to my lower lash line as well. So with the pencil brush, I'm gonna gently punch that in so it connects with the black. Getting a lot of blue sparkle fallout, but that's okay. I already knew that going into this. The types of shades that they are, the shadows that they are, is bound to happen. Luxie 231, now with Ultimate Taupe, I'm going to smooth out. And I'm also going to pull out this point a bit more. This is basically a recreation of a video I did with Dark Matter, except though I had to dip out and use other transition shades, but now we're using Pat's transition shades. So it's a different video. Carefully now, very carefully, dusting away the fallout. I notice I get a lot here on my nose, and I should apply more powder there. I didn't. I apply it here, but I noticed that it falls out more here than it does here. So I have to remember that for next time. Because I have quite a bit here on my nose, although you can't see it on camera, and I'm taking this off after we're done. But if I were to go out with this, I have to remember to place more powder on the sides of my nose. I want to apply pure gold. Ooh, that's nice. And now because I don't have any lashes, I'm gonna apply some Dragon Leaves from New Bounsom. Oh, did I miss you? I applied a little bit of bronzer and I used the Viseart Bronze and Plum palette. I like the shade of it. I think I'm not gonna put any blush on because I like just the bronze tan look paired with the blue eyeshadow. I will add a little highlighter, and I have the Cover FX highlighting palette, the perfect highlighting palette, which I only bought because one, it was on sale, and two, Christine from Temptalia.com highly recommended this, and she had said that these powders are actually a lot more metallic and highlighting in nature than their single compacts that they sold. So I'm gonna go in with this. I'm gonna go with this. These two, right there. I believe that's Golden Peach and Rose Gold. Right to the tops. I mean, look how beautiful that is. Definitely not the same formula that I tried in their single compacts, because their single compacts were very, very low key. I mean, very low key. Almost like a satin type of finish, which is really strange. So if you're not into highlight but you don't want to look completely matte, then I think the Cover FX highlighting powders, the single ones, are for you. But these definitely have more punch for sure. I'm taking Gilded just a little lower, closer to my cheeks, because it's a pretty bronze shade and I want to add a little more shine to that area of my face. Buff that out. Set with some Fix Plus. Get some mascara to these lower lashes. Apply Venus with my Huda Beauty liquid lip. I know I bought this like before I fell off the hype train, so leave me alone. And that's the finished look. What do you guys think? I love Blitz Blue. I mean, this blue is crazy intense. Just be careful when working with it. Put a lot of powder under your eyes, especially to the sides of your nose, so you could catch that pigment that will fall. But it's inevitable because it's so densely saturated and the color payoff is fantastic. Spectacular. Amazing. I fared pretty well with the taupe and depth shade, and they look super cool in the pan, but they apply pretty neutral on my lids. And let's bring you in a little closer. You see it just diffused the blue really nicely, and in the end, it's good to know that I don't have to leave this palette and to create this really smoky blue look. Of course, let me know what you guys think down below. If you have Subliminal, what your favorite shades are. Also, I'll be more than happy to come back on here and do a demo with the other shades, because I'm also dying to know how those shades look. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another Get Ready With Me chit chat tutorial or demo. Thank you, friends, and I'll see you again soon.